Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Vakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Bandhu Moe Savadana Mate Bandhu Moe Savarana Mate Jara Prasare Bhai E Baba Toriya Jai Jaharang Prasare Bhai E Baba Toriya Jai Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoy Te Krishna Prapti Hoy Jaha Hoy Te Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Chitete Koriya Kya Arana Kori Ho Mani Asha Arana Kori Ho Mani Asha Shri Guru Charanya Rathi Aise Uttama Gati Jai Prasare Pure Sarva Asha Jai Prasare Pure Sarva Asha Chakuran diloje janme janme Prabhu se Chakuran diloje janme janme Prabhu se दिव्य ज्ञान रे प्रकाशित दिव्य ज्ञान रे प्रकाशित प्रेम भक्ति जाहा होइते अविद्या विनाश जाते प्रेम भक्ति जाहा होइते अविद्या विनाश जाते वेद गाय जार चरित वेद गाय जार चरित श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु आरम जनर बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अर्हम जनर बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवन लोकनाथ लोकेर जीवन आहा प्रभु कर दया देव मोरे पराजय हा प्रभु कर दया देव मोरे पराजय Ibijas Gushu Tribhuvana Ibijas Gushu Tribhuvana Prabhupada Patita Pavana Doi Pare Laila Sharana Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya. Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Nama Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavari Pashachari Shatarine Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
तुलसी कृष्ण प्रेयसी नमो नमः राधा कृष्ण सेवा पावो हे अभिलाषी के तुम्हारा शरणालो तारा वंच पूर्ण हो कृपा करे करो तारे वृंदावनवासी और अविलास विलास कुंज दियो पास नायने रिबो सारा जुगल रूपरासी निवेदन दारो सखी अनुगत करो सेवारे कर दिए करो ने चदासी दीना कृष्ण दासी को ये चिना मोरा हो श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमी सराये नवासी श्री राधा गोविंद प्रेमी सराये नवासी कानि च पपानि ब्रह्महत्तरिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ते परीक्षिणा परे परे यानि कानि च पपानि ब्रह्महत्तरिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ते परीक्षिणा परे परे यानि कानि च पापानि ब्रह्महत्तरिकानि च तानि तानि प्रणश्यन्ते परीक्षिणा परे परे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi. Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani. तुलसी देवी महाराज की जय. वृंदाय तुलसी देवी आए प्रियाय केशवस्त च विष्णु भक्ति परे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः. वृंदाय तुलसी देवी आए प्रियाय केशवस्त च विष्णु भक्ति परे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः. वृंदाय तुलसी देवी आए प्रियाय केशवस्त च विष्णु भक्ति परे देवी सत्यवते नमो नमः. तुलसी देवी महारानी की जय. O Tulsi, beloved of Krishna, I bow down before you again and again. My desire is to obtain the service of Sri Sri Radha and Krishna. Whoever takes shelter of you has his wishes fulfilled. Bestowing your mercy on him, you make him a resident of Vrindavan. My desire is that you also grant me the resident in the pleasure groves of Sri Vrindavan Dham. Thus, within my vision, I will always behold the beautiful pastimes of Radha and Krishna. I beg you to make me the follower of the Kawal damsels of Raj. Please give me the privilege of devotional service and make me your own maid servant. This very fallen and lowly servant of Krishna prays, may I always swim in the love of Sri Sri Radha and Govinda. Tulsi Devi Maharani ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति सापदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च। श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपदान् सगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपीशा गोपिका कान्त श्रीराधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गे राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामीति नामिने। Everybody loudly together.
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने।
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्यादेशतारिणे।
नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाशचारीशतारिणे।
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंद।
जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरा भक्तवृंद।
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री Advaita Garadhaya Srivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasade Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Hare Nama Hare Nama Hare Nam Eva Kevalam Kalu Nasteva 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 Gatiranyata
Hare Nama Hare Nama Hare Nama Kalu Nasteva 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 Gatiranyata
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody loudly together. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare.
Shadam
Kirtan
Sankirtan
ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mayapur Prabhu, for leading us in such a melodious kirtan. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. We want to welcome all the devotees to today's Sunday Love Feast. All those who are here, as well as many who are joining on the virtual platforms. So, we would like to invite Hare Kirtan Prabhu to lead us in a bhajan. So I will read the translation for the bhajan. So it's Ishta Devi Vigyapati. It's a bhajan by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Read the translation. O Lord Hari, I have spent my life uselessly, having obtained the human birth, and having not worshipped Shri Shri Radha and Krishna, I have knowingly drunk poison. The treasure of divine love in Goloka Vrindavan has descended as the congregational chanting of Lord Hari's holy names. Why did my attraction for that chanting never came about? Day and night my heart burns from the fire of the poison of worldliness, and I have not taken the means to relieve it. Lord Krishna, who is the son of the king of Braj, became the son of Sachi, Lord Chaitanya, and Balaram became Nitai. The holy name delivered all those souls who were lowly and wretched. The two sinners, Jagai and Madhai, are evidence of this. O Lord Krishna, son of Nanda, accompanied by the daughter of King Vrishabhanu, please be merciful to me now. Narottam Das says, quote, O Lord, please do not push me away from your reddish lotus feet, For who is my beloved except for you?
Hari Hari Bifale Janama Gunaino
Hari Hari Bifale Janama Gunaina.
Hare Hare Bifale Janama Gunaino Hare Hare Bifale Janama Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya
Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya.
Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya.
Manushya Janama Paya Radha Krishna Na Bhajiya.
Rati na janme Janiya Shuniya Visha Kaino
Janiya Shuniya Bisha Kaino.
Janiya Shuniya Visha Kaino
Janiya Shuniya Visha Kaino.
Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtana
Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtana.
Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtana.
Golokera Premadhana Harinama Sankirtana.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare
Everyone, please loudly
Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
So translation, as we read, said that the treasure of the divine love of Golok Vrindavan has descended in the form of the congregational chanting of Lord Hari's holy names. So please, everyone, together, loudly, one more time. Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Golokera Premadhana Harinam Sankirtana
Golokera Premadana Harinam Sankirtana
Ratina Janmila Keneka
Ratina Janmilo Keneka
Ratina Janmila Keneka
Ratina Janmilo Keneka
Samsara Vishanale Divanishiya Jwale
Samsara Vishanale Divanishi Hiya Jwale
Juraite na koino pa
Juraite na koino pa
Brajendra Nandana je Sachi Sutta Hoilo se
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 Balarama Hoilo Nita
Balarama Hoilo Nita
Balarama Hoilo Nita
Balarama Hoilo Nita
Binahina Jata chilo Hariname Udharilo Dinahina
Jata chilo Harinama Udharilo
Dinahina Jata chilo Harinama Udharilo
Dinahina Jata
chilo
Harinama Udharilo
Tara Sakshi Jagai Mata
Tara Sakshi Jagai Mata
Tara Sakshi Jagai Mata
Tara Sakshi Jagai Mata
Mahaprabhu Nanda Sutta Vrishabhanu Sutta Juta
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 Karuna karo evara
Karuna karo evara
Karuna karo evara
Karuna karuna evara
Narottam das koi natali horang Rangapai
Narottam dasa koi natili ho Rangapai
Narottam dasa koi nateli ho Rangapai
Narottam dasa koi natili ho Rangapai
Toma bina ke ache amara
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 Hari Hari Bipale Ganama Gunaino Hari Hari Bipale Ganama Manusha Janama Paya Radha Krishna Nabhajiya Manusha Janama Paya Radha Krishna Nabhajiya Radha Krishna Nabhajiya Radha Krishna Nabhajiya Janiya Truniya Vishakaino Janiya Truniya Vishakaino Janiya Truniya Vishakaino Janiya Truniya Vishakaino Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta Nitai Sachi Sutta Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta
Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta Jaya Nitai Sachi
Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta Nitai Sachi Sutta Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta
Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta Jaya Nitai Sachi Sutta Nitai Sachi Sutta
Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra
Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura
Jaya Radha Gokula Chandra Radha Gokula Chandra Radha Gokula Chandra Shri Radhe
Jaya Radha Gokula Chandra Radha Gokula Chandra Radha Gokula Chandra Shri Radhe
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaura Hari Bol
Jai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol
Hari Hari Bifale Janama Gunaino Hari
Hari Hari Bifale Janama Ganaino
Shri Shrinitai Sachisuta Bhagavan
Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Har Kirtan, for allowing us to chant and hear this wonderful bhajan by Srila Narottam Das Thakur, glorifying Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, and the holy name, the congregational chanting of the holy name. So this morning we're very happy and to have with us and to welcome back His Grace Prabhupada Prabhu and our Grace Vishaka Mataji. So Prabhu and Mataji, as many of us would know, would have been in the holy dhams in India for the last 2 months. They would have visited Sri Dham, Mayapur, Vrindavan Dham, amongst many other places. Those are like the famous, popular places. But nevertheless, we are most happy to welcome them back and also, most importantly, to hear from them. So they just arrived a few days ago, and we would like to, in our usual way at Hare Krishna Study Center, we would like to welcome them by loudly chanting 3 times.
Hari Bol!
Hari Bol! Hari Bol! So I'd like to invite Prabhu to please share with us.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari.
Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari.
Yashodanandan Vrajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari. So many times we hear about Ganga, Yamuna, Shri Braja or Vrindavan Dham, Ayodhya, Mayapur, Jagannath Puri, and so many holy places. And many a times people are fun. People are excited about going to holy places. But what means the holy place? What about the holy place? Most of the time, unless we hear about the glories of the holy places unless we hear properly what is the holy places, what is the holy dams. We'll not able to recognize or appreciate. We'll see another village or another town or another place or tree or river. So just like this bhajan, just a few lines, 4 short lines. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Listen to the words carefully. Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna. Yes, the sacred Yamuna river is also there. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. So when Srila Prabhupada introduced this prayer, this bhajan, in the very beginning, before conducting lectures or discourses from Bhagavad and Gita, it was deliberate, praying for the blessings and giving us a vision of the spiritual sky, the holy realm of Sri Brajadam, Vrindavan Dham, which is the earthly replica of Goloka Vrindavan in the spiritual sky, where the Supreme Lord, Shri Shri Radha and Krishna, resides eternally in their eternal abode. So higher than heavenly planets, higher than the material world or the material worlds, is the heavenly planets, where Indra, Chandra, Brahma, and all the different personality resides. Higher than the heavenly planets is where Lord Shiva resides. Higher than that is called Vaikuntha, where all the Vishnu expansions of the Lord resides. Narayana and all the different expansions, all the Vishnu expansions, resides in the different planetary system, in the different Vaikuntha planets. It's in the spiritual sky, it's eternal. But the highest of them all is called Goloka Vrindavan, where Radha and Krishna resides eternally with the Gopas and Gopis, cows and everything else that we would have seen Krishna displayed in his earthly Vrindavan pastime. So when we say Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari, we're calling on Radha and Krishna. Gopi Jana Vallabha Giri Vadadari. Giri Vadadari, the one who the lifter of the Govardhan Hill. So Govardhan Hill is there. The Gopas and the Gopis is there. Nanda and Yashoda is also there. So if you talk about, again, the holy dhams, right here, we can get a glimpse. So I will humbly urge everyone to learn these few lines, the short bhajan, and more so, learn the translation. Gopijana Vallabha Girivardhari
Jana Vallabha Girivardhari
Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana
Nandana Vrajana Ranjana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachar
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari
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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav
Jaya Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav
Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radhe
Jaya Radha Sham Sundar Radha Sham Sundar
Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gora
Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra
Nitai Gora Chandra Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra Nitai Gora Chandra Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra
Jaya Nitai
Nitai, Nitai,
Jaya
Nitai,
Nitai Gaura Chandra Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra
Nitai Gora Chandra Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra Nitai Gora Chandra Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra
Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Nitai Gora Hare Bol Hare Bol Hare Bol Gora Hare Bol
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol
Hare Bol Hare Bol
Gaura Hari Bol
Shri Radhe Shyam Ki Shri Shri Radha Madhava Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Shri Shri Paramakana Nitai Gaura Chandra Ki Hare Krishna Hare Krishna So once again, we'd like to join with His Grace Sachisuta Prabhu to welcome each and every one of you here for our Sunday Love Feast, ongoing Sunday Love Feast. It is, of course, Good Friday, Good Saturday, and I don't know what they say, Holy Sunday or Good Sunday, I don't know what they said, but it is that time of the year that sometimes you think, well, would anyone come for satsang? I don't know. Some people probably making kites for their grands or their children, or the children are making kites. For example, we're not seeing any of the children here this morning, so maybe some fun activities are going on, hopefully. Hopefully it will be away from internet and TV and social media in the whole, and that they will be really, excitingly make their kites and getting ready. I know in the villages, when we were probably 4 to 12, 13, 14 years, we look forward for these times, and we never thought of back in those days that you would have had an opportunity to buy, go to a shop and buy a kite or even a frame. So you used to go and cut bamboo or get some painter and make your kite. Only thing you will buy is some thread or twine and paper. And if you use any paper back in those days. So I'm assuming that as we welcoming you here this morning, that maybe some people are plugged in with IPL who are not making kite, or who knows what, but for those of us who are here and those of you who are joining us online, amidst all of our hustle and bustle and busy lifestyle, we must give time to Mandir, we must give time to our spiritual commitment. We always have a choice, and most of the time when it comes to our spiritual activities and when it comes to coming to Mandir and all that, then all the different excuses or explanation comes up that is the exact time we're supposed to do so many other things. So if we can somehow the other prioritize, just like we are doing here, and we can teach others by our examples at least, to prioritize that the day is 24 hours. It is Sunday after all. Just give 2 hours in satsang, in mandir, in kirtan, in sadhu sangha, in the association of devotees, where we have an opportunity to increase in our devotional practice, in our path of leading back home, back to the spiritual world, or back to Godhead, as Srila Prabhupada would say. This process is amazingly special. Just yesterday, someone shocked me how special is Srila Prabhupada and how many times we take it for granted. Maybe it's supposed to be like that. But if we actually think a little deeper than that, we will understand in Kali Yuga we do not entitle of anything. So therefore, whatever we are getting, we should be able to recognize it. We should know it. So how special is Srila Prabhupada? A little something happened yesterday. One individual, Indian man, from somewhere in Mumbai, lives in the middle of Africa, somewhere by Zambia, Zimbabwe, those area. He is looking to find, someone in Guyana that he can relate to or he can communicate. He wanted to ask something about Guyana. And he just went online and he didn't know what went in his mind to type in Govindas, ISKCON Govindas Guyana. And he found my number. So when he called, he messaged me first on WhatsApp and then he called. So I said, Prabhu, how do you get my number? He said, it was simple. He just typed in Govinda's Restaurant Guyana. I said, just see how great is the founder Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. That if it wasn't for Prabhupada, you would have never found anybody in Guyana or who you could have talked to so easily. It wouldn't have been that easy. And while we were in India, one of the things came up was, anywhere, if you're a vegetarian and you're traveling anywhere in the world these days, you just have to find out if there is ISKCON devotees, or more so if there is an ISKCON temple. You just have to find that out, and your anxiety, where you will eat, where you will get vegetarian food and all that, finished, done. No issue. So that is something also very special about ISKCON, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, that the devotees all over the world are known to offer, give, prepare and distribute vegetarian food. So therefore, if someone practicing vegetarianism, even if you go to China, you go to Japan, you think about any place, you will find devotees where you can get not just vegetarian food, but you can get Krishna Prasadam. Like if someone are practicing vegetarianism and they are practicing Jain, means they do not consume onion and garlic. How do you get, you might get vegetarian food somewhere, but how do you get food without onion, garlic and shallot? You only have to find the Vaishnavas, the ISKCON devotees. So we were asked to speak a little about our pilgrimage and travels in India. This 4 or 5 days ago we returned after 2 months. A few days would have been going and coming. Going was 1 day in the US, coming was 3 days. So 3 days would have finished in New York. Otherwise, maybe 3 days would have finished on plane and in transit at airport. So that's like taking away a week almost, or a little over a week, 8 days at least of the trip. So you can safely count, like 7 weeks, 6.5, 7 weeks in India. So 6.5, 7 weeks in India, first of all would have been arrived in Mayapur, West Bengal, Calcutta, ISKCON World Headquarters, and you cannot see anything else other than Vedic Planetarium. As soon as you approach ISKCON Mayapur, and of course leaving Calcutta and driving to Mayapur, that is the prime focus in your mind, in your consciousness, is that, get there and see Vedic Planetarium. Where's Vedic Planetarium? The people doesn't know? Anything, you can just roll it so people can see what is Vedic Planetarium. So hopefully our technical team, they can give us a glimpse of what is Vedic Planetarium. So just to arrive there after so many years, I think we were last there in Mayapur 2017. So 2017 to now is what, almost six years. So this, they're giving you a little glimpse of the manifestation of Vedic Planetarium. This is said to become, it will become one of the world's largest temple, or Hindu temple you may say. It is called Vedic Planetarium. TOVP means Temple of Vedic Planetarium. Means that just a tour in this building, in this temple, will give the world, which means world leaders, world scientists, and everyone else, a glimpse of the position of the planetary system. As we know, there are many debates and many theories and many misunderstandings are there. But Vedic scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, other Vedic scriptures, have it very clear about all these things. So for the first time, there will be a Vedic style temple that will carry a huge display of the planetary system, the different bhuloka and different how the different planetary system is situated within the universe. So totally it will blow up the whole scientific understanding or misunderstanding that are there. And will give the world a clear picture. They totally, whoever take a tour in this building, they will have no question in their minds. They will have no doubt. And therefore the inauguration or the opening, this is what we learned being in Mayapur, that the inauguration or the grand opening of this temple, maybe hopefully in 2 years' time, will mark the beginning of a new era of the Sankirtan movement of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda. As we know, Krishna came 5,000 years ago and displayed his Vrindavan Leela. But again the Lord came 500 years ago in the holy land of Navadvip, West Bengal, and the whole area that is called Navadvip Mandal. This Mayapur is just like in the whole area that is called Braj. Brajadams, Braj means comprised of all the vanas, all the 12 forests where Krishna performed his pastime, Govardhan and all Nandagaon and all the different holy places are there. But Vrindavan is said to be the center of it all. Similarly, in Mahaprabhu's pastime, Navadvip, in the whole of Navadvip where Lord Chaitanya displayed so many of his wonderful pastimes and demonstrate or give the Sankirtana movement, inaugurated the Sankirtana movement, Mayapur is said to be the center. And that right there in Mayapur, ISKCON World Headquarters is situated. Where is Vedic Planetarium? You can keep the picture there, of Vedic Planetarium. A recent picture maybe. So we were very fortunate. Although the temple, you can see that it didn't finish as yet. It's a huge construction. Ambarish, the great grandson of the Ford company, would have given Ambarish, his name is, and the Ford company is Alfred Ford, great or great-great-grandson of Ford. became a disciple of Srila Prabhupada in the early 70s, 69, 70. He gave $60 million, his US dollar, of course, not Guyana or rupees, but 60 million US dollar, his inheritance, being the great grandson of the Ford company. Now he is in his 70s, of course. So he gave his inheritance towards, where is Vedic Planetarium? Just put any picture, Harry. Why are you taking so long? He gives $60 million of his inheritance towards the construction of Vedic Planetarium. And you can zoom in. You can bring a picture that is closer, a more close-up picture. You can get a more close-up picture. Look for another picture by then. And he became, now you're seeing it. So this is almost as it is when we were there a month and a half ago. This is how far the construction is. So as you can see, outside is, many things, finished, but still many things are yet to complete. But it means huge marble stone are coming over all those unfinished parts. So it wouldn't take too long, but most of the unfinished work is inside and around the Vedic Planetarium. So Ambarish, Alfred Ford, he gave $60 million of his inheritance towards this project. And within that time, he became the chairman of this project. So how amazing, wonderful, or what a miracle you may say, that Prabhupada in mid-60s, 1965-66, arrived in New York City in the middle of the hippie movement. And here, the great-great-grandson of Ford was hippie. He had left great wealth, one among the richest company in the US back in those days, and became a hippie. And the Ford company spent, back in those days, thousands, if not millions of US dollars trying to get him back. Even paying the government to help these people, get them off the street, get them off the park or wherever they were hanging out. They couldn't have do it. Prabhupada, simple Bengali sadhu, came from Calcutta. He transformed Ford. And little as we know, see what is the contribution of Ford. That he gave that amount of money, that is one. He became the chairman for this construction of this world largest temple. And he's taking the paduka, one of the slipper or the shoe of Lord Nityananda, on his head. And he's going all over the world, begging. Ford great-grandson or great-great-grandson. You just think, if this is real, if you are hearing right, that Ford grandson, who would have ever think that Ford, anybody in the whole Ford company, can you think that Gafur's son will go and beg? Or anybody in grandson or great-grandson or the late Dr. Yusuf Prasad or anybody like that? Can you think that they will go to this one door, the other one door, and they will rap and say, please give a donation? No way. If it ever happened, just think, it is extraordinary. It is beyond world understanding. It is beyond world understanding. So now he is going door to door, country after country, begging on behalf of Vedic Planetarium. When we were there, they said they needed, in order for Vedic Planetarium to open in 2 years' time, hopefully 2025, don't buy your ticket as yet. Give your ticket money to complete Vedic Planetarium now. And then, if you ever get money again, you can buy a ticket to go for the opening. So you want to hear how much money more they need to complete? At least get it ready to open 2025? Huh? No, you're not sure. You want to hear? $35 million. That is what they need to get it ready for open in 2025. They need $35 million. There are devotees who are doing extraordinary, amazing services all over the world. Among all these devotees and well-wishers and donors and everything else, there's a set of devotee from Mumbai. They started a Haribol product, and this one blew my mind more than anything else in terms of person giving contribution or donations. They started a A2 Gomata product, means cow products that comes from Ahimsa cow. Cows that will never be butchered, tortured, abused in any way. Cows that are being taken care like you take care of your baby with all love and affection. So when you take milk from those cows, it is opposite of taking from cows. Even if you take a piece of cheese or some yogurt or some powder milk that comes from cows that are being abused and finally butchered, and calling ourselves Sanatanis, we should bow our head. We should down our head like this. Because this is the Haribol product. Because what it means is that when we buy all these New Zealand product, cow product and all that, ghee and all butter and all this cheese and everything else, is that we are contributing. We are contributing towards the violence against these cows, that from birth the calves are being taken away. And bulls are being butchered. And the cows cannot give milk anymore. Slaughter them. So there's a difference. The difference is that I heard the Chaupati devotee, one of the brahmachari, would have explained this, that there is a difference if a mother breastfeeding her child, her baby, if she is in a pleasing mood or if she is in an angry mood. And there were once, this mother was so angry, was raging angry, and she went to feed her child, breastfeed her child, and the child died. The child died. So when we abuse and we torture the cows, those milk that comes from those cows will not nourish humanity. The milk is supposed to nourish the finer brain tissue of humanity. It will not nourish human. So these devotees started Haribol product and now it became known all over the world almost. A2 Gomata product. Powder milk and all kind of different milk, ghee, butter, everything. And 100%, why I bring this up, 100% of the profit of Haribol products goes to Vedic Planetarium. Now towards the construction, and they have it written down. And after Vedic Planetarium would have opened, 100% profit will still go to Vedic Planetarium, then towards the maintenance. Because you can imagine what it will mean for maintain an operation like this. The temple room is designed, the temple is designed to house the whole 10,000 devotees sitting. How huge it is when you hear about, like couple feel, that's how huge it is. So if you ever want an opportunity to do service, and the temple is designed to at least last, 1,000 years. So if you have something stashed off in a corner that you're thinking you want to go and enjoy the opening of Vedic Planetarium, I beg you, pull that out now. If you never give, you will never reach there to see the opening or that Vedic Planetarium open. So you might want to give now. And maybe Krishna will reciprocate with you so much so that you wouldn't get money alone to carry yourself, you will get money to carry your loved one or someone else. Lakshmi is such a thing. Lakshmi is money. In modern world we say money, and we utilize her however we want. We abuse her most of the time. Because when we call her money, right, we can do anything. But when we say Lakshmi, we cannot do anything and everything. Otherwise we'll be fit into the shoe of Ravana. Ravana, as we know, what was the downfall of Ravana? Ravana wanted to enjoy Lakshmi, Sita Devi, in the form of Sita Mata, separately from Lord Ram, original Narayan. So if one wants to enjoy Lakshmi separately from Narayana or Ram, in just 11-12 months, Ravana was finished. He was doomed. He was done and gone. So if any one of us have money and we are thinking that is for our gratification, that is for our sense enjoyment, then we will be following in the parampara chain of disciplic succession of Ravana. And therefore it will become like shooting star. And then is where it said that a meaning for Lakshmi is chanchal. Like the mind is described as chanchal, flickering. The mind can be here, can be there, it can be there within moments, here, there, and everywhere within moments. Similarly, Lakshmi can be here now in your pocket, and next moment she's somewhere else. And in the other moment she's somewhere else. So therefore you see, we are shocked many times within our lifetime, especially elderly persons. You see persons get money, either by whatever means, by business, by job, by whatever it is. And it became all like shooting stars. They rise for a short while and take a dip. Rise and fall, rise and fall, rise and fall. Because they haven't learned the art to keep Lakshmi Shanti peaceful. When Lakshmi Devi is peaceful and she never moves, when she is there at the lotus feet of Lord Narayan. So although she is called Chanchal, but when she is there at the lotus feet of Lord Narayan, when she is engaged in the service of Lord Narayan, she is peaceful, she is pacified. So if you want to keep money, and if you want to keep increase in money or Lakshmi, you have to please Lord Narayan. And Lakshmi will be right there. So they are devotees. I would have learned on this trip that they are devotees who are in business, for example, and in different field. They would have learned this art. They would have picked up on this and learned this art. They made Krishna their business partner. on a 50% deal. That 50% of the profit of your earning, be it you have a job, right? After you take out all your eating expense and your time expense, you must make something, right? So you give 50% of that something to Krishna, and you use 50% for yourself. If you have a business, the same thing. And they are testimony of devotees from all over, from New Zealand coming down. That almost overnight, this business would have rise from couple thousands US dollar to millions and millions and millions of dollars. And more it rise, more they are giving. They are not desisting of giving. I never knew of this. We never had the slightest idea of this. But when I heard this, and I was talking, after ILS, I was talking to Krishnanand Prabhu, and then I was putting the pieces together with Krishnanand Prabhu in Mayapur. He was in Mayapur in his room, and we were talking. And I said, Krishnanand Prabhu, that when we move up here, totally I had nothing. I had some debts actually. We moved up here 2016, 15th of December 2016. Sorry, 2006. We moved up here. I had some debt. I didn't have anything. I didn't have a vehicle. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have a home. I didn't have a business. I didn't have nothing. We had Hari Kirtan, of course. Because I had taken my family, I took my family to India 2004 for 6 months. I had borrowed money, half of the money for that trip. So the whole of 2005, 2006, I was working to pay back, raising funds, doing calendars with Tridandi Prabhu and like that. Sell some little devotee stuff, neck bead and bead bag we used to bring. 1-2 cartoon. It'll take 4 or 5 months to sea freight from India to get here back in 2005, 2006, like that. And when we move up here, we made a deal with Uncle Paul to rent this place $125,000 a month. We had to give, he didn't have faith that we would have able to pay him on a monthly basis, so we had to give him $1 million advance on the rent. Not that we had to pay every month, we had to give him $1 million advance. So that money again I borrow and pay him in November of 2006. But then 2007 comes 3 persons who supposed to buy this property for the society back out. We were supposed to pay $35 million for this property, and all 3 persons declined. They back out from the deal, and I was already here and I was in the middle of it. So then I borrow $100,000 US on my own, not as a society something, on 15% interest for 2 years to go and invest, with the idea to raise funds to purchase this place. So when I told Krishnanand Prabhu this, and we had Giri Krishna and Venudwani and Madhava Krishna Gopal and 2 families, Venudwani, Arun was here working with us. We had 5-6 devotees were working. And we were bringing a few cartoons. And later on we started to bring, later in 2007 we started to bring a 20-foot container, 1 a year. But the thing is that, why I'm saying this, what is within my experience, because I couldn't have put, these days I cannot put it together, how it could have happened that so much thing, we did. Because 100% of everything that we were doing was going for Krishna. And it's just mind-boggling till now for me how we could have paid all the rents, how we could have paid without ever fault to pay these families, that was with us here, or the devotees who were working with us. And most of the time, all the time, these devotees were serving, going on Harinam, and those were the initial days of establishing the project here. They were going on home programs, Harinam, book distribution, and engaged in all the festivals and everything that we were doing. It's not like we were doing so much business that Giri Krishna and Bhaja Gauranga Leta and all these devotees were fully involved in the business. But the business, however it would have happened, I can explain how it would have happened, that we're investing so little, but we did so much. We did so much. At least 2 families who were paying $100,000 a month. Three persons who were paying $60,000, $70,000 a month. We're taking care of all the bills. We were paying $125,000 a month rent for this property before we sign up to buy it. And even so, when we went to buy this property, the first set of money that we paid in 2008 was $7 million that we borrowed interest-free. And then gradually the business would have worked and paid that back. So that, for me, when I heard that at ILS in Mayapur, it was, it brings something to me. I never thought of it. I never think that, I never made the connection. But I can tell you, it worked like anything else. Even so much so, that if anybody now have to analyze where Dev's promotional lies in this country, starting from nothing, even that can be a more mind-boggling things. So much so that the people who cannot conceive, they will say you have to be a thief to make it happen. You had to peddle drugs, or you had to thief, from somebody's pocket, to make it happen. But the fortunate thing is that nobody within these years didn't lose money from their pocket except Sanjaya Prabhu. So Sachi Sutta and Navin here, these guys are good guys with camera, setting up 32 cameras around the building here. And Sanjaya are dealing with diamonds. So like if you're dealing with diamonds, or the Cambio people or the road, the guys at the road, people will track them down with their bags of money or their few pieces of diamond. So people are tracking down Sanjaya Prabhu like that. So Sanjaya Prabhu, he is a transcendental person to track down to. Sanjaya Prabhu doing Artik a few afternoon ago, and a guy came in here, passed the watchman in front. He thought somebody coming to take darshan. Walk up the step, go straight into the pujari room, find Sanjaya Prabhu pocket, and take out whatever money he had got. So it's like, come on. So he says, Sanjaya, you got to give me some money, boy. You have to give some money to Krishna. It seems like people are tracking you down. How this guy would know to just walk, leave everywhere else, leave the donation box and everything, just come straight, find your pocket. In the pujari room, he's on the altar doing the 6:30 arti, waving incense and chanting away. It's like, so Sanjaya, So yes, this, this experience was quite mind-blowing for me to see the endeavor all over the world to spread the Sankirtana movement, this congregational chanting of the Lord's name, what Prabhupada would have started, what Lord Chaitanya would have inaugurated, and what Prabhupada would have come and established in the Western world. Let us all don't take this ordinarily. This is not anything of this world. Like Har Kirtan was just singing in that bhajan, Golokera Premadana Harinama Sankirtana. That this Harinama Sankirtana is coming from that Premadana. Golokera Premadana. The world of love. Goloka Vrindavan. The world of topmost love. That is where this holy name of the Lord, the chanting of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is coming from. So it is not something of this world. It is not something that Mahaprabhu or Prabhupada is manufacturing. No. It is something from Krishna Loka, Goloka Vrindavan. So how great is Srila Prabhupada? It said that the greatness of Srila Prabhupada will start to become known when Vedic Planetarium opened its door officially to the world. Then the real Prabhupada's contribution to the world, little nook and corner are being known. Persons like Mr. Narendra Modi, the previous president of India, and like that, they recognize Prabhupada's contribution, outstanding contribution. But when Prabhupada will become recognized by world leaders, then that will mark the beginning. And it says when Ford opened this place, remember Ford company, US company, and you see the dome. Pull up a picture of White House. If you can put it side by side, otherwise flash it and then come back to this. And I will show you something. What was Prabhupada's vision? And Prabhupada laid the cornerstone for this project when he was present in the 70s. Before Prabhupada departed, Prabhupada laid the cornerstone for this Vedic planetarium. And Prabhupada explained to the devotees since then, 50 years ago almost, exactly what he wanted, the design of the project and everything else. So why it's not a regular Vedic style dome, although it's going to become one of the world's largest temple. Alright? That is the best you can find. Anyway, but you can see it. See the dome and White House. See the dome. You're all okay? You see it? Yes? You saw that? Okay, so now go back. It's a resemblance of the dome. Vedic Planetarium dome is a resemblance of the dome in White House in the US. So even that will mark something special when it will open. It will be something extraordinary. People will be blown. It looks small in this picture, but just think 10,000 people. That if you have such a building here, from anywhere, you know, from all the way to Mahaika or over West Coast, you will see it. So anywhere around Navadvip, far away, you will see this dome. You see the chakra at the top there, right? Har Kirtan can pull up a picture when they install this chakra, and you will see how small the devotee look next to this chakra. And it's showing so small at the top there. So a couple of years ago, they would have installed the chakra on top of the building. And this year they are going to, in October, they are going to inaugurate the Lord Nrsingadev altar. And like that, one by one, piece by piece. One Doti builds dam. So that's how they are going. Of course, the project was meant to open earlier, but 3 years of pandemic would have curtailed constructions and everything else. So now they are going back in full swing. One of India's leading construction company, not Ashoka, one of India's leading, I think Guni or something like that, or Ghani is the name. You can check it out. So that is the size of the chakra. And look at the size of the people there. and when you look at it from ground, you're seeing it as small like this, you know. So it's like we are seeing, you know, that was when they were putting it up. What's the size of the chakra? That they had installed that chakra. So that's like, you know, we seen the entire sun planet as a little ball like this, like a 10 cents. You know, we're seeing the sun like that. So anyway, there are many stories. There's time up for us here. I had wanted to give a little on Holi in Vrindavan. The first time I would have been in Vrindavan couple days before Holi. We only heard that Vrindavan, they celebrate Holi for 40 days minimum. But I had a first-hand experience of being in Vrindavan 2 days or the week, 5 days before Holi. We were there for 4 days, and you couldn't have get place, space, or path to walk. Bhaktivedanta Marg, the road leading into, from when you turn into Vrindavan from Chatikara, there is a junction there on the main highway that goes to Agra. So that junction, you turn in the Chatikara road, and it is called Bhaktivedanta Marg, and now they make it wide, like a 6-lane road almost, all the way to Banki Bihari Mandir, which pass in front of ISKCON. And that whole road, they would have banned for a few days these rickshaws. Only this pedal cycle rickshaw and bicycle, no bikes, no battery operated rickshaw, no auto rickshaw, nothing. They had to find all kind of roundabout, back road, back street to operate, to carry people and bring people. And even to walk on that Bhaktivedanta Marg from here to there, you had to like really push your way. If you saw, some of the devotees would have sent some pictures on being on Parikram, the Ekadasi before Holi, which was like 4 days before, 4 or 5 days before Holi, Gaur Purnima, Mahaprabhu's appearance. From 4:30 in the morning that I was there, and the people were already there like whole night, from 4:30 in the morning when I was there on the Parikram path, people were playing Holi, already was colored, dancing and kirtan on the street and doing Parikram, barefoot. The Parikram path by time afternoon had like such thick powder, like 1 inch powder, and the entire Parikram was the best time to do Parikram. You were walking on powder. Your foot bottom was being powdered on the Parikram path. No hard ground. It was like soft, Like I said, that in Krishna's time, when, Krishna's and the Gopas, the cowherd boys used to go out, the dust in Vrindavan and the path used to be like powder. It used to be soft. Krishna's feet going on that. So that's, Any question? Any quick question before we go for Artik? Anything specific anybody wants to hear about or that we touch on? Or any comment from what you hear so far? ILS I have on my phone. I can give you ILS. I'll just give you a little teaser. The best thing happened in ILS for me was ILS means every 2 years, ISKCON have something called ISKCON Leadership Sangha. It goes on for a week. So many things happen apart from the ILS plenary presentation was in the Vedic Planetarium, what will be the temple room. So that was, where we were sitting. Like we were sitting here and Radha Madhava altar will be just there. So that was, every morning you go there for 1.5 hour presentation, an evening kirtan, and all the different rooms that you split up for different seminars, different presentation, was the whole Pujari room floor. The different rooms where they will have jewelry, deity outfits, and all that. Those were the different rooms. So how huge it is, you cannot believe that they will have like 20 classrooms. And still there were extra rooms where they were serving, huge rooms where they were serving prasadam. So they were having like 4 or 5 different areas. It was hundreds and hundreds of devotees. So over 1,000 devotees were attending ILS. So you had to get, 3 meals a day they were serving. The best thing that happened, and the most striking and the most moving, was a presentation by the Ukrainian devotee. So I will wish that Hari Kirtan and his technical team, Mr. Chris, and all of them will have it ready for next week. And I don't know what will happen tomorrow. I'm hopeful. We have quite some videos which will be revealing. So how 20,000 plus Hare Krishnas are existing in a war zone for the past year and still preach increasing book distribution, Bhagavad Gita and other Vedic texts in the middle of a war, and increasing in prasadam distribution. So if you want to hear how inspired I was with that, I'll just give you this. I'll finish with this. Niranjan Swami, who came here 35 years ago and he remembered everything, is a Swami who have been preaching, Prabhupada disciple who have been preaching for the last 35 years in Ukraine. After hearing all that at ILS, while we were coming back, we were at Delhi airport Friday before last, Friday morning, after check-in, we saw Niranjan Swami and myself and Vishaka and one devotee, his servant, walking down. We were at gate 9 to board our Qatar airline flight to come to US, and he was going at gate 13 to get his flight to go to, I think, Kazakhstan or some one of those places. So I had time. I had over an hour before boarding. So I run up there and reached Maharaj. And I had like a good half an hour, 45 minutes discussion with Maharaj. Maharaj said he went to Ukraine twice already in the middle of the war, and in June he's going again. Completely fearless person. So I came back, and when I arrived in Delhi, I kept generally, there's no need for US dollars, so whatever money I had, I give it to Satyam. That will just collect rupees. But I kept in my bag, I think $600 or $700 US dollars. And when I reached Mayapur, and I saw that you could sponsor this kind in the name of Lord Nityananda or Nrsingadev or something like that, for $700 US dollars, and then I donate that $700 US dollars. I didn't have no US dollars. So coming back, Satyam supposed to reach us at the airport in Delhi, of course, the night before we went up the airport next morning. So I told Satyam, you know, just bring $500 for us to travel with to come back, just that you have some money in your pocket. So after I finished, you know, and I came back, was almost time to board. We supposed to board at 9:45. So we were standing up there, and they are boarding a Kanto zone on those big flights. So we were more a little midway of the plane, so they were boarding zone 1, zone 2, and like that. So the line was going, and Maharaj was like 5 minutes walk from where I was standing. So myself and Vishaka said that here was the opportunity to give a donation. Why didn't I give a donation? She's telling me, why did I give Maharaj a donation for the feeding program, Prashadam, towards the, a little donation towards the Prashadam distribution for the Ukrainian devotee. But I told her that, you know, we are boarding now, we missed the opportunity. She said, no, we can, you know, just go and give. So lo and behold, I just run up there, pull out the $500 that we had, and give it to Maharaj. So Maharaj, you know, this is a little token on behalf of ISKCON Guyana, and behalf of Guyana in the whole, to the devotees in Ukraine to assist in Prashadam distribution. They're giving out thousands and thousands of Prashadam, plates of Prashadam every day. So we'll continue this discussion. Hopefully Har Kirtan will have some videos and pictures next Sunday. If not, tomorrow. I was envisioning that tomorrow is a free day. What we will all do, we'll go and hang out here, hang out there, cook and eat. If we can spend 4 hours here tomorrow afternoon at the temple, we'll have abundant Prashadam and Sadhu Sangha, and we'll set up a big screen in the Prashadam hall, and we'll show some of these videos, and they are quite some information. So this whole thing is part of our contribution with a pilgrimage trip and what we would have picked up and what we would have learned being there for 2 months or a little under 2 months. Additionally is the offering that we will want to offer to the congregation here, devotees, well-wishers, friends, and everyone, and for the whole of Guyana, is health concerns or health education. So we also have some video clips that hopefully will excite us about our health, or that will interest us so much about our health, so that when we call on you, you are ready to come out for us to discuss some of the things that we would have picked up on. And also ISKCON Bhaktivedanta Hospital in Mumbai are ready to offer internationally, and specifically for us here. We just had meeting with the leaders and the managers organizing Disciple of Radhanath Swami doctors who are managing and running the Bhaktivedanta Hospital in Mumbai, which is, by the way, very, very, very successful. You have to hear of, you can go online and you can hear of the successful stories. So now they are doing consultation online. They can send you to do your this test, that test, and they can give you prescriptions also, and they can follow up with you. But more so, they are going to do health education. They are presenting to groups and groups of devotees on Zoom, via Zoom. So I'm thinking that all this will come out in this presentation. You'll get much more detailed information, that we can have live interaction. We can advertise a Zoom platform, a time that is convenient, an hour and a half session. 2 or 3 sessions will give us quite a bit of insight. We think we are Hare Krishnas, we are vegetarian, nothing to do with health, but we saw what happened last year. We lose Tridesh Bhagavan Prabhu at the age of 58. We lose Jagannath Sevak, Mahin Prabhu, 2 gas station he has have in Borbis. At the age of 51, he's no more, he's gone. Abhaya Prabhu, he wasn't that advanced, although he was big in size, but he still wasn't that advanced in age. And like that, we see all of us are already threatened, and so many concerns are there regarding health. So those are some of the things that we will follow up with. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Shri Paramakana Nitai Gaura Chandri ki, Nitai Gaura Premanandi Hrivo. So we can all stand for a beautiful Artik ceremony to their Lordship, Shri Shri Paramakana Nitai Gaura Chandra. Let us pray sincerely to their Lordship, take their blessings, take their darshan, so that we can have the strength, we can have the willpower to continue amidst all the challenges and difficulties that we may experience in life. By their blessings, everything will be finally successful. Hare Krishna.
Gaur Chandra. Jai Shri Shri Paramakanitai Gaur Chandra ki. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashachari Katarini. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Sari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Haraya Namah Krishnaya Davaya Namah. Hare Haraya Namah Krishna Yaravaya Namah. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Hari Guru Vaishnava. Girivari Gopinath Madana Moha. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita. Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavata Gita. Shri Rup Shri Sanatana Bhatta Raghuna. Shri Rup Shri Sanatana Bhatta Raghuna. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Thasa Raghuna. Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namah.
Krishna Yadavaya Namaha.
Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah. Oh Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Hari Haraya Namah Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Yadhavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Yadhavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Hari Haraya Rama Krishna Yadhavaya Namaha. Hari Haraya Rama Krishna Yadhavaya Namaha. Yadhavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Yadhavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Oh, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama. Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra, Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra, Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol. Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol.
Shri Paramakartai Gaur Chandra Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribhajakacharya Shtatar Sada Shishimad. His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Viviti Fongdacharya's Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Paribhajakacharya Shtatar Sada Shishimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Thakur Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Namachar Shri Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shama Kunda Radhika Nagir Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Mathura Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Purushottam Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai. Shri Navrup Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Gangamay Jamunamay Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Srimati Tulsi Dev Maharani Ki Jai. Shri Dharma Harinama Sankirtan Ki Jai. Shri Prabhupada's Transcendental Books Distribution Ki Jai. Bharhyat Mridanga Ki Jai. Shri Shri Paramakartai Gaur Chandra Ki Jai. Samveda Gaur Bhakti Vrinda Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembly of devotees. All glories to the assembly of devotees. All glories to the assembly of devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashachari Shitarini.
Namaste Narasvingaya. Namaste Narasingaya. Prahalada lada lada indi. Hiranyakashi purvachaha. Sila tangka nakalain Itu narsinggo para tu narsinggo Yatu yamita tu narsinggo Bahir narsinggo hirdaya narsinggo Narasingha Marim Sharanam Prapade Avakara Kamalavari Nakam Habura Shingam Kalita Hiranyakashipu Tano Bingam Ishavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hari Jai Jagadish Hari Jai Jagadish Hari Dalita Hiranyakashipu Keshavadita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadish Hari Jaya Jagadish Hari Jaya Jagadish Hari Jaya Narsingadev, 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 Jaya Narsingadev. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. श्री श्री नरसिंह भगवान की जय और कविता गौर चंद्र के
Thai Guru Premanande.
Sitanata Premanande Hari Hari.
Hare Krishna. So we want to thank all the devotees for being here this morning, this midday, for wonderful Sunday program. So just before we go for prasad, briefly we want to thank all the devotees, everyone who would have assisted this morning to coordinate and to carry on the program here. Let us put our hands together for all the devotees. Jai Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. And upcoming for this week is just next Sunday will be Ekadashi, 16th, Sunday the 16th will be Ekadashi fasting. And is there anyone coming for a first time here this morning? Hare Krishna Prabhu, welcome. Who? Mahendra. So we are also very happy. Thanks to Prabhupada Prabhu for giving us some highlights, some insights on the pilgrimage visit. And I'm sure he has a lot more, both himself and Mati, to share with us, as he would have mentioned about the videos and all that. Today we are also happy to have with us the sister, one of the sister of His Grace Radhakishore Ananda Prabhu. This is Auntie Shanta, is visiting us from Canada. Can you please stand? So welcome, Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you for being here. So we have a garland. We'd like to ask Sanjay if you can please offer one garland to Mataji. So as Prabhu was mentioning earlier, we are having tomorrow, because being a holiday, Easter, and everyone will be half time. Here at the temple we're organizing, like downstairs he was saying, about the video presentations and prasadam. very light something, not a program really, but just a normal like get together so that we can all, have some free mixing, free interaction, to have more mercy and, to take in much more from the videos and all the presentations that he has in store to share with us. So that will be tomorrow around, let's say, like from 2 in the afternoon or so. So, you can just come over and, be part and, take prashad. You can come with your family. So that's for tomorrow. And even on the roof also, maybe you want to bring your kites and your children. You have a lot of roof space. You can fly and, without any tangling up or anything, you get it free.
I'm now debating with Cherry here if I should give out this today or I should give out this tomorrow. Now, this Vrindavan Prashadam is a little extra. This is a little extra incentive. What we did is that we brought Vrindavan Prashadam only that we would have took with us, only that we would have need to give out in the U.S. We're supposed to have 2 programs in the U.S. last Sunday, but only one pull off. So we end up get some extra. Otherwise, the Vrindavan Prashadam that really intended for Guyana, still in transit. It didn't reach us yet. In fact, it did ogle since Thursday, but we didn't get to clear it, so it will clear Tuesday. Yeah, at FedEx. So we freighted the Vrindavan dust and Prashadam that we have to distribute here, which we'll distribute, next Sunday really. But this is, as we said, this was some extra that will remain from New York. So now I'm debating, I should probably give this out tomorrow, not today. So that means you will come tomorrow for that. You will see that Ukrainian video tomorrow. You will get a little tips of some health updates and approaches to our health. So at least we'll start to discuss that. Just to let you know, we are coming out of first of its kind. I don't know if anybody in Guyana ever had that opportunity. We had 10 days naturopathy treatments at one Jindal Nature Cure in Bangalore, India, and it's rated among one of the best in India. And if it is rated among one of the best in India, you can just imagine, or you cannot imagine what that means. But it was quite something, and we have all those experiences and information to share. If you're wondering what happened with me, within the last 15 days, I gave up 15 pounds. So if, I showed Hari Kirtan and Mayapur yesterday morning. From extra large kurta, I could have fit in a small kurta. This is a medium, but still there's a lot of space here. Right, so a small can fit now. So I can demonstrate for you. I just have a little stomach here to work down. Some fat still remain here. But without any joke, without any fun, for the last year and a half, 2 years, fasting, I couldn't have bring down my sugar below 140 most of the time, most of the day, if it was higher sometime. Within 5 days, a Jindal Nature Cure, without any tablets, without any specific treatment or anything like that, my sugar reading would have been 109, fasting. And 2 hours, 2.5 hours after meal, 128 to 135. So that's just giving you a little glimpse of what would have happened. I wouldn't tell you more you will have to come for these sessions. We'll have more than one session, but better if you be here tomorrow for the opening session. We'll have videos. Many times we speak about Govardhan Eco Village and what is happening 2 hours outside of Mumbai, and how the devotees would have won award from award after award to be Asia's #1 eco village or eco-friendly presentation. So that also, you will have a little glimpse of that. And the health thing, Vedic Planetarium and ILS. And then we will be, as we said, free interaction. We will have abundant, hopefully enough time to have some free chatting and mixing, and there will be continuous serving of prasadam. You can eat as much as you want and any time. It wouldn't be like a rigid program. You have to come and sit, and you can come and go. You can come and spend an hour or two, or you can spend the whole 3-4 hours, go into the evening, nothing else to do. Don't go and run in the sun and fly kite and done the day like that. Chant your rungs in the morning and let us spend the afternoon here together. Okay? Haribol? Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So everyone, we can please go for prasad downstairs. Hare Krishna.